only this trade. The idea was we ended up dumping overall since as soon as the market ended up opening, or even before we started like pushing lower. So my general idea was either we're gonna end up taking out these sides after sweeping this, or we're gonna end up targeting this higher time frame 1 hour that's not filled. And these are just higher time frame like pivot points, or at least like lows that are made. So my idea was to find some sort of short just to continue lower into that 1 hour gap, which is right here. But there was nothing. I mean, I think there was a 30-second that I was looking at. I think, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, it was this right here, but I mean, that's just not a good quality. I mean, it could have played out again just because of the continuation, but it didn't look like it said to me, so I just stayed away from it. So the only trade that I took was I was just waiting for either we end up retracing back into the zone for a 15-minute, or at least the range here that we ended up just dumping into to retrace into it, and then play longs from there, or play longs into that, or I would just call it a day because we're not. It wasn't doing anything. We're just chopping. Obviously, this whole range is again from this low to this low. That's 139 points. It's a big range, but we're not like it's not doing anything. So the first idea that I had was a short from here, but again, I was just too late. And then it would have been a targeting this low, or because I wanted two, and I could have targeted 1 2. Normally I target 1 2s. That's what I always stick to. But I mean, for like ranges like this, again, that's 100 points. So again, regardless whether it was this low, 83 points, I'll be fine with that. But I wanted to would have go ahead, but I was too late on this shit already. I was gonna enter here, but I was like, yeah, I don't like entering off of like I mean, I do enter off of them, but not really like that, cause for this mainly, because you've already swept the internal like range. What I mean by internal is like this candle itself, we already swept it. And from my history of it, I don't like taking trades like that. But yeah, so I didn't take that. So the only thing was on the 5 minute here, Nasdaq sweeps these previous lows. Yes, doesn't. So we have an internal SMT. I go to the 1 minute. We have this 1 minute range here, but I think it was a 3 minute. That was the we had the 3 minute and the 2 minute. I think then. Yeah, so basically they all inverse the same basic gap here. We had a 5, 3, and 2 minute here. I entered off of the 5 minute, well, at least I was like my main confirmation, but I just went to lower time frame for a retracement into it. Ended up entering off of, I think it was this gap here, or this one of these. And then my stop was down here. I entered 5 micros. I wanted to enter regular size, which this is what pisses me off on days like this. Not because to make money. It's just because I already have the fixed amount that I like risking and this and that. And I was saying days like this, like yeah, I'll risk less, or like if anything, I'll just have a tighter stop. But like for this range here, again, 30 point stop loss, like it's not protected. There's nothing there in the sense like you could literally just chop and then sleep me out, and then now I'm done. Like it could have ended up coming back into this 5 minute right here and then cooked me. So I'm like, yeah, no, so I ended up risking, or like somewhere around here on the lower time frame. But yeah, so that ended up running to my break even after chopping. I was in the video that I recorded, I was just gonna go break even earlier because we're not delivering. I'm like, I'm not gonna just let it hit my stop loss after standing here for how many 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, a whole 10 minute candle and come back down. And so I was gonna go break even. I was holding it there, but we ended up coming down. So, but I just dragged it in. I'm like, okay, I'll just let it play out. It is what it is at this point. And then obviously the next following kind of somehow just blasts up. So okay, we end up hitting my break even. I go break even. And then for some reason I'm like, you know what? Let me put it at 150 so I can get my trailing day, or like my winning day. So I put it to 150, which is literally this exact low. It stops me out and it flies. I'm like, bro, I got so mad. I was like, maybe I could find a reentry. I'm like, it's cooked though, because in the reentry here, then my stop is gonna be at this low. With certain points, not bad. It's just like, I don't know. I just didn't even want to trade. I'm like, yeah, let me just get off after all this chopping. I'm like, yeah, no. But my bias was towards this 15 minute. But yeah, so unfortunately, got stopped out for like 150. But obviously the fees and whatever. So like, I didn't even get the winning day at the end of the day. Like, you know how cooked that is. It was like 149 or 148, so I'm off like $2. I don't even know how much. But yeah, this would have made me around 1100. If I would have entered my regular size, I would have been around 2200. And I would have had a buffer on this and just trading again for winning days. So with next winning day, then we would have secured the payout maybe this week, depending how technically today would go, or as in Wednesday or Thursday. But but yeah, it was a good trade again. 5 minute inversion, sweeping previous lows. SMT with this high retracement targeting unmitigated 15 minute. Higher time frame we already rebounded, so 1 hour at this point. If it just continues to dump, we're just dumping the dump back into the since May, since we were pumping up, and that was about it. But delivery wise, when I entered, it was horrible. Like this, I entered and this is what it is: chops, chops, chops. I thought so many times we would have busted towards break even and would have been a break even trade already, but nah, I literally just chops, 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 chops. So at the end of the day, like the trade was good. It's just the delivery on it was not the best for the most part. So I delivered, and then that from here was all good. And I was gonna enter for the TBT one, but I entered, and it was already up and down, up and down, up and down, and I'm like, yeah, no, because then I would have ended up getting a fill up here, then my stop loss would have been even more cooked. So I'm just like, yeah, no. But yeah, so I took that, got the break even on this day. Yeah, so 143, 5. So I see it wasn't even 150. So, but yeah, so that was the trade I took today. Yeah, had this idea here, which just would have played out good. But I mean, the context of this one would have been just around these lows because we are bearish, even though we didn't tap into that 15 minute. But I think there wasn't. Oh no, there wasn't. Yeah, there wasn't. Yeah, there wasn't really anything off of for this trade. That's all. So I was like, yeah, no.